Hello, 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 and happy Tuesday and happy Valentine's Day if you celebrate Valentine's Day. Today is the day of love and connection. And so, show somebody that you love them. Go give some love to somebody today. And so, today we're going to be talking about Mercury. We're going to be going in depth in this week's lecture. We're going to be going in depth. Mercury expressed through the signs. Okay, we've kind of been talking about Mercury for the last about 2 to 3 weeks. We've been talking about Mercury. Mercury is our thought process. It is communication, and so we really want to. Your Mercury sign is one of those signs that you really want to deeply understand. And so before I jump into it, if you are new to me or to this channel or to any of my content on social media land, my name is Kate Catrice. I am the Natal Chart Navigator, and I help open-minded, ambitious, beautiful women to navigate their lives using their natal charts. So we are talking about Mercury, okay? And so I'm going to give you just a little bit of a background on Mercury, okay? So when it comes to astrology, a lot of the symbolism is based on Greek and Roman mythology. Okay, and so Mercury is the planet of communication, and so Mercury is quick. Okay, and so in mythology, Mercury was the winged messenger of the gods. Okay, he's the little one that had the wings on his feet. Okay, and so he moved fast. He was all about communication, and he disseminated information from this place to that. Just flying around. Okay, and so when you think about that, the planet Mercury rules the signs of Venus, of Gemini, and Virgo. Okay, and if you think about Gemini energy, it is an energy that it is very social. It goes from here to there to there to there. It knows a lot. It knows a little bit about a lot of things, and so it's not something that sits down and really like hones in on something. It just knows a lot about a lot of different things, and it just kind of spreads that information all over. Okay, and so that is the symbolism of Mercury as well in mythology. Okay, and so Mercury is about communication, intellect, logic, and reasoning. And so when you start getting into the logic and the reasoning, that's when you're looking at Mercury in Virgo. Okay. Virgo is a very analytical sign, and it is a sign that it like will pick apart. It will pick it apart in order to figure things out. It is very, very analytical, and it is a very logical sign as well. Okay, Mercury is about quick wit, quick thinking, possibilities, opinions, reasoning, and the ability to rationalize things. Okay, and so you can use your mercurial energy for good or bad. Either way you use it, it is going to be energizing because once you really hone in and focus in on that energy, on that thought energy, you can take it wherever you want to go. Okay, and so Mercury is also about short trips. So if you're going to visit like a neighbor or a friend, within the same radius of you, your workday commute or a weekend getaway. It also talks about siblings, transportation in general. Speaking, writing, books, and online communications are also all within Mercury's domain. Okay. And so this planet implores us to express ourselves often and well. Okay. And so when it comes to expressing yourself, that is where these comes into a play. Okay. And so um a lot of times, because of Mercury, the way it orbits in the solar system, it is never more than 28 degrees away from the sun. And it takes about 88 days to complete its orbit of the sun. Okay. And so it's not neither masculine nor feminine. Okay. And it assumes the gender of the sign that it is in. Okay. And it rules both Gemini and Virgo energy. And it is closely associated with the third and the sixth houses. Okay. And so when it comes to how you communicate, that is where the sign comes into play. Okay. And so now, Aries energy, I want to go through the signs. Okay. So, Aries energy. So, if you have your Mercury in Aries, okay, Aries is a very quick energy. Okay. It is a very impulsive energy. It is with action. Okay. And it can be associated with a more of a me vibe versus a you vibe. Okay. And so if you have your Mercury in Aries, you're going to be somebody who's in a decision to move forward. Okay. And then Mercury in Taurus. So if you have your Mercury in Taurus, Taurus is the first earth sign, okay? And so so your Taurus energy is a very slow and I won't even say slow, I would say it's a very methodical type energy. It's all about building that foundation, okay? It is a very pleasure seeking energy as well, okay? And so when you have your Mercury in oh no, maybe I should have left it the way it was. Okay. So when you have your Mercury in Taurus, you're going to be somebody who thinks very carefully, because you're going to look at, you're going to really take your time and you're really going to make sure that you understand everything it is about what you are deciding on. Okay. And you're also going to be someone who thinks about, um, you're not going to be someone who wants to constantly keep redoing things. So you're going to figure out a way so that when you do it one time, you're not going to have to keep doing it again. Okay. And it's like you can just build upon that. You're not going to want to keep doing anything again. Like whereas Aries is a very impulsive um, thinker and decision maker, you, if it's in Taurus, you are not. You're very methodical about it, and you're gonna take your time. Okay, and so moving on to Gemini, if you have your Mercury in the sign of Gemini, okay? Gemini, it rules Gemini, okay, and it feels very comfortable in the sign of Gemini because Gemini has energy has the same, it's this on the same energy wavelength as Mercury, okay. Geminis, if you know people who are Geminis, they know a little bit about everything. They are very social. They can fit in, pretty much in any conversation. They can adapt to the conversation and fit in, even if they don't really know too much about it. All they need to know is a little bit in some type of way. They can come out sounding like they have all this experience and they have all these years. Like I've been around Gemini people. I have watched Gemini energy in real live action. It is absolutely fascinating to me. It is absolutely. I just be like, sometimes I just like be in awe. They can talk themselves out of anything almost. Like is crazy. But if you have, and I pretty much just kind of, you know, talked about Mercury in Gemini. If you have your Mercury in the sign of Gemini, you are very quick with it. Like you can think on your feet. You communicate. Like you can communicate pretty much with any and everybody. Gemini is the first air sign, but it's also a mutable sign. Okay, and so and Taurus is a fixed sign because it is. It's a stable, grounded. It's in the middle of the season. Aries is a cardinal sign. It starts off the season. And so Gemini energy is it just this is very social. It disseminates information. You are going to be somebody who is social. You're not going to be a think through type of person. um you may not be as impulsive in decisions as Aries. However, if it's something that you're going to have to like really go in depth into, unless it's something that you're deeply interested in, you can hang it up. You're not going in depth in anything. Also, like, because Gemini energy is, because it's so fast moving, it's a very very fast paced moving energy. Okay. Um, you lose interest, you lose curiosity quickly. And so it has to be something that can hold your attention for quite amount of time. Because once you lose interest in it, that's it. You've it's on to the next thing. And so that's why, like for school, if you sign up for school, and you have like a Gemini Mercury, you're gonna need to go to school. Like, it needs to start right away, because if you have to wait 2 to 3 to 6 months for school to start, interest is gone. You're on to the next thing, and more than likely, you're probably not going to attend. Okay. So moving on to Cancer Mercury. Okay. Cancer is the first water sign. Okay. And it is a cardinal sign because it does start off the summer season. And so Cancer energy is an energy that is very nurturing. It is very intuitive. It is ruled by the moon. And so if you have your Mercury in Cancer, you're going to be somebody who your feelings really dictate um, your thoughts. Okay, they really influence your thoughts. So an example is, if say um you feel like somebody doesn't really like you're getting a feeling like they really don't deal with me like that, or you know what I'm saying, they don't really care for me. Your thoughts are going to correlate with that, like your feelings, how you feel is going to dictate the thoughts that you think, or how you do that. You also really think about family. Family is really big um for Cancer energy. It's really, really big. And so, you're always going to be thinking about family. You're always going to be thinking about how can I, be there for my family, do things for my family. You're always going to be thinking about how you can nurture somebody, how you can make somebody feel better. It's a type of energy that, um, you're going to be very intuitive as well. You may be able to, um, it's kind of like a telepathic type of connection. Um, I have experienced a Cancer Mercury person, and it's cool. Uh, it's really, really cool. Um, and so moving on to Leo. Leo is the fifth sign of the zodiac, and it is also in the middle of the season, of the summer season. So it is a fixed energy. Um, and Leo energy is a very fun energy. Leo energy is the energy of the performer. It is the showstopper. It is the main event. It is ruled by the sun. And so when people say Leos think that the world revolves around them, it's not that they think that the world revolves around them. It's just they are ruled by the sun, and everything in the solar system does revolve around the sun. So, it's like that correlation there. It also is an energy that is very like, it's royalty. It's like leadership. And so if your Mercury is in the sign of Leo, um, it you will think like a leader. Okay, you will communicate like a leader. You will be somebody who you will go in, and if something is going on, you're going to take charge. You're going to take charge of the situation, and you're going to, uh, rein it back in and get everything lined back up. It's a very fun energy. So um, people who have this, they may be somebody who they may always like, they kind of like drama a little bit. I mean, because Leo rules the performer, okay? And so drama is something that, when they speak, they may speak and it sounds kind of elevated. It kind of sounds little dramatized, however you say it. But anyway, it kind of sounds like that, and it's very it's very colorful. Okay, they speak very colorfully. um, but there is a really fun placement for Mercury to be in. Okay, and so moving on to Virgo. Virgo is um the second earth sign of the second earth sign and the sixth zodiac sign of sixth sign of the zodiac. Okay, and so Virgo is the other sign that Mercury rules. Okay. Now Virgo energy is mental, like Gemini energy, but it's practical. Okay. It's very practical, it's very detail oriented, it's very it analyzes. It's the analytical, logical, reasoning part of Mercury. Okay. And so Gemini is the more social part of Mercury, and Virgo is the more reasonable, more logical part. Okay, and so if your Mercury is in the sign of Virgo, you're gonna be somebody who you're gonna research everything. Okay, you're gonna research everything. You're gonna want to know how everything works. You're gonna want to know. You're gonna go in depth when somebody presents something to you. It has to be facts. You're not gonna be somebody who thinks in whimsically, or you think uh, you're not a dreamer. Okay, you look at cold hard facts. You want to analyze. You also speak very matter of factly. You speak the facts, you tell the facts. You're not somebody who um likes to uh distort things, like like you're not like Leo. Okay, like it's totally different energy. You're somebody who's going to be very calculating. You're going to want things exact. You're going to be the person who you're going to have to-do lists. Like you kind of think like in a to-do list fashion. Okay, and keeping everything, like you have a very organized mind. You're like you see things very organized. You're able to like put pieces together and figure things out easily, because your mind is just so very calculating like that. Okay. And so moving on to Libra. Libra is a cardinal energy, and it is the seventh sign in the zodiac. And it is the second air sign. Okay. And so Libra starts fall season. Libra energy is all about fairness, balance, justice. It is the scales. Okay. And so if you have your Mercury in Libra, Libra is also about partnership, one-on-one partnerships. And so you're going to be somebody who you like to bounce our ideas off of somebody. So you would be somebody who it would be good to have an accountability partner, or to have somebody that you can have a close one-on-one relationship that you can bounce ideas off of. Um, because you're also going to be somebody who looks, when you think in the pros and the cons. Okay, so you're going to look at the pros of the situation, you're going to look at the cons of the situation, and you're going to see, how it weighs out. Okay, the scales, right? And so if the pros outweigh the cons, then you go for it. And if the cons outweigh the pros, it's like, nah, that's a no go for me. Okay. Um, I have displacement, and it is I love it. I really do love it, because I mean there's good and bad in every energy, okay, every placement. But what I love about having my Mercury in Libra is because it helps me to see all sides. And when you have your Mercury in Libra, you're able to see everybody's point of view. Okay. And you're gonna get at all the different points of views and weigh them all out before you come to your own conclusion. Libra, having your Mercury in Libra makes you a very fair person, a very and you're not judgmental because you know there's more to one side. It also makes you kind of play devil's advocate um, as well. Like, you know, if you're speaking with someone and something isn't like you say, a side isn't represented, you might be the person who's like, but what if da 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 da? And so, you know, because you have to keep in your mind, everything has to be fair. All sides have to be represented. It also gives you a very beautiful speaking voice. Having your and I haven't really been talking about for some of the signs I didn't. Now having your Mercury in Taurus also gives you a very nice speaking voice because Taurus rules the throat. Okay. Having your Mercury in Libra also gives you a very nice voice. It's a very pleasant voice. It's like an even keel, even tone. Um, you know, it's easy for people to listen to you, to follow you. It's a very nice, soothing sound. Okay. So moving on to Mercury in Scorpio. This one is interesting. Um, this one, Mercury in Scorpio. Scorpio goes deep. Okay. It's the energy that goes really, really deep. This is the energy of the investigators. Okay. You know, your nosy cousin that can she know all the tea. She know everybody tea, all the secrets. She gonna uncover it all. Yeah, that's a Mercury in Scorpio type energy. Okay, and so when you have your Mercury in Scorpio, you are somebody who you want to know why. You ask a lot of questions. You want to uncover the truth. You want to go in depth, and you want to find out everything that you can find out. It can also make you a little skeptical as well, okay? Because Scorpio is co-ruled by Pluto. That is the modern ruler of Scorpio. And so having your Mercury in Scorpio, it can make you a little skeptical sometimes of what people say. And that will prompt you to go and to do your own investigation. Okay. Also having Mercury in Scorpio, you ask a lot of questions, very probing, and it can be very probing questions as well, but you're not going to divulge any information about yourself. Okay. You have to, before you start to even tell anything or say anything about yourself, you're going to want to feel this person out to see what they offer and what they're giving. Are they trustworthy? Okay. Are they somebody who's going to be able to trust your secrets? Okay. And not expose your secrets. Also, having your Mercury here, it can also make you like kind of vindictive, but in a way to where it's like you strike right at the right moment. Like you're not gonna like if somebody does something to you, you're not going to try to get them back right away. You're gonna kind of wait and it's gonna be kind of calculating. You're gonna like really gonna pay really close attention to them and hone in on them and figure out how they operate, how they move, get their weaknesses, and then right at the right time you'll strike, right? So that is a Mercury in Scorpio. And so having Mercury in Sagittarius, okay. Sagittarius is your Mercury, Scorpio is the eighth sign of the zodiac, water energy, the second water sign. It's fixed energy. And now moving on to Sagittarius, which is the ninth sign of the zodiac. And it is mutable energy. Mutable energy means that it's changeable. And so, having Sagittarius energy is a very fun loving, free spirited energy, does not like to be contained. It does not like to be restrained. enjoys its freedom, it needs its freedom. And anytime it feels as if its freedom is being restricted, it's going to do whatever it needs to do to regain control of its freedom. And so for you, if you have your Mercury in Sagittarius, you're going to be a traveling soul. You're gonna be a traveling soul. You're also gonna be a blunt soul. Like you're just gonna say it how it is. You're not going to, and it's not going to be said in a way that is like mean, like hurtful, or like like they're trying to hurt you, really like dig at you. No, it's just it's how they're expressing their truth. They're expressing what they see, and it's just very blunt. It's just very matter of fact. They also are going to be, they're very fun though, jovial, but also it makes you kind of philosophical. You have to be careful of becoming really rigid in your thoughts, because Sagittarius is such a philosophical energy. It is ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter is all about the higher living, higher knowledge, the higher mind. And so you don't, it can make somebody who has their Mercury in Sagittarius can become kind of rigid in thinking that their beliefs are the only beliefs that are the right way. And so you have to be careful of that and remember that everybody has the freedom to believe, to choose, and do however they would desire. And so but it can also make you you might be somebody who wants to go into, like, preaching, being a preacher or some type of a spiritual teacher. But you need your freedom. You're always going to be traveling, thinking about traveling. This can, and it just depending upon the house placement, this is just the general significations of, in the energy. House placement does change things. Okay. House placement does change things. Also, aspects change things as well. Okay. And so, moving on to a Mercury in Capricorn. Okay. I like this placement because it is Capricorn energy is a very it's all about accumulation. It's all about making sure that you get you know everything is being managed. Everything is growing steadily. It is the manage it's the money manager energy of the zodiac. Okay. It is a cardinal sign. It does start off the winter season. And it is the third a earth sign. It's the third earth sign. Okay. And so if your Mercury is in Capricorn, you're going to be a very practical thinker. You're going to be somebody who you will invest. You will do something now, make some type of a investment or thing now because you know it will bring you a really great return in the future. You are a steadfast type of energy. You look at things for the long term, for the long haul. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. Okay, Saturn is the planet of karma, old age. It's it's a maturing type energy. If you know anybody who's Capricorn, they have a very mature type vibe to them, kind of like an old soul type vibe to them. Um, and when you have your Capricorn Mercury, you look at things from a more mature perspective. And it doesn't matter how old you are. I know kids who have Capricorn Mercuries, and they're like little old people. It's so cute. It's this little boy I watch on YouTube. I think his name's Samaj. He's so cute. He's like little, but he has like big eyes, and he's just the cutest thing. And I swear to you, like I'm like this kid has Capricorn, like heavy Capricorn, major Capricorn energy because he's just like a little old soul. He is so cute though. But Capricorn, when your Mercury is in Capricorn, you're also thinking about how you can provide, how you can make sure that your family or your loved ones or those who are important to you, how they are provided for. It gives you like a very mature type um, thought process. You even when you speak very commandly. You know, it's like a commanding type energy. It's like the generals in the army. That's that Capricorn vibe, right? A very commanding presence. Like you ain't come here to play. Like this, what we gonna do, uh, and we gonna follow. You know. So that is Capricorn. And so moving on to Mercury in Aquarius. Mercury is currently in Aquarius now. And so wherever you have Mercury in your chart, you're gonna go want to go check out, see where you have not Mercury, wherever you have Aquarius in your chart, you're gonna want to go check out. That is where Mercury will be transiting. And so when Mercury, having your Mercury in Aquarius, Aquarius is a very eccentric energy. It is the final air sign, the 11th sign of the zodiac, the final air sign. Um, it is a very detached type of energy, but it also thinks about how things can be better for the collective. Okay, how things can be when it speaks, when it talks to the masses, and it rules friends and groups, networking things, the internet, things of that sort. So having your Mercury here, you're going to be somebody who always thinks about the group. These people are the humanitarians. Okay, these are the people who champion for humanitarian causes and pursuits, to see the world a better place for all of humanity. These people are very highly intelligent. I do believe that Mercury is exalted in the sign of Aquarius, because it can operate so optimally because Aquarius is such a mental sign. It is very detached. It does not get detached to, it will find out what it can do to help you to make your life better. But it's not going to be something that's going to energy that's going to sit down with you and just spill all of their beans to you, just to spill all their beans to you, especially if they have no connection to you. But they will be the type of person who you can call on, and they will run to help you, no matter what, as long as it doesn't involve them having to leave that detached state. Which having Mercury in Aquarius, because it is that detached energy, it helps to see things very objectively. Okay. Mercury does love being in the air signs because the air signs look at things very objectively. It's objective energy. It's not subjective. And so um it sees, kind of can see all sides, and it kind of will it won't pick sides. It'll remain objective, and just looking at, just communicating, you know what it is. Okay. um but yeah, having your Mercury in the sign of Aquarius, it does make you very humanitarian, very it's a very intellectual sign. It makes you you know, very innovative. People who have Mercury in Aquarius are very innovative, and they come up with the most amazing, innovative things. Just utilizing that higher octave of Mercury. All right, and so last but definitely not least, the 12th sign of the zodiac, which is Pisces. Pisces is the last water sign. It is mutable, because it does end the winter season. And Pisces energy, when Mercury is in Pisces, it doesn't operate that well in the sign of Pisces, because Pisces energy, well, I'm not gonna say it doesn't operate well, because that's not true. It has to express itself differently, in the sign of Pisces than it would say in the sign of Aquarius. Okay. Because Pisces is not a mental energy, it's more of a emotional. It's an emotional energy. And so having your Mercury here, you may think more in visions, because Pisces is a very visionary energy, highly intuitive, can highly psychic type energy. Pisces energy has it's like that connection between the physical realm and the spiritual realm. It's like that in between energy, and so it can connect both. And so when your Mercury is in here, these people are more so like the healers, the spiritual teachers, the people who the spiritual teachers, people who are psychics, um, people with their Mercury here think more so in visions, and more so it kind of whimsically. It doesn't think logically, um, and its feelings. It allows its feelings, not like Cancer, but its feelings does kind of dictate the trajectory of its thoughts. Okay. It also communicates kind of softly. It has a more so of a softer tone when it communicates. It just kind of sounds kind of whimsically, or can sound kind of airy fairy. A very whimsical, kind of childlike vibe to it when it communicates. All right. And so that is Mercury, and Mercury through the signs. And so there's not going to be a live lab tomorrow. I'm going to do a special video. This is going to be uploaded. This is going to be on Mercury in Aquarius, the transit. Going to really be giving you some pointers on how to best utilize this. Mercury is in Aquarius, and it is exalted, meaning that it operates optimally, when it is in the sign of Aquarius. And so you definitely want to tune into that video, because you're going to want to make the most of this transit. This transit ends, Mercury moves into Pisces on March 2nd, I believe. And so you definitely want to take full advantage of the time that we have Mercury in the sign of Aquarius. Okay. Look in your charts, see where Mercury is in where Aquarius is in your chart. That way you'll kind of have a gauge about what it is you need to be focused on while Mercury is in the sign of Aquarius. Okay. And so if you need to rewatch this, go ahead and rewatch it. Um, you know, we're still working on Mercury. I think we're gonna do one more week's lecture, I'll see, of Mercury, before we move on. Um, to something else. And what is it that you guys want to really start honing on? I'm going to start putting up polls on the community tab so that you guys can, let me know what it is that you want to see, what it is that you want to learn here, on the, here at the university, because this is for you. It's understanding you, and so we got to include you. All right. And so the student community is now open. I'm so super excited. All the information is in the description box. If you would like to work with me one on one, and you want to book an energy audit, it's a 20-minute session where I go in, do sun sign, moon sign, rising sign, chart ruler. Those are now available. You can also book full readings if you want to do full readings. You can definitely do that. All the information to book is in the description below. And so remember, possibilities are endless. If you can see it in your mind, then you can definitely hold it in your hand. And that should make you smile, because you really do create your own reality. Talk to you guys later.